what I call the most impressive butterfly in Agora. Agora's Singapore Speakers Con. This butterfly, I've seen her in action over the past couple of years, and she's been very, very hardworking. She attends almost every single session. Without any exceptions, she joins Agora event every time. And I've seen the dramatic changes in her. From a caterpillar, now she's a beautiful butterfly. And tonight, she's going to talk about something which is quite profound, the human spirit. Wow, I don't know what the human spirit is all about, but according to her introduction, we exist because of human spirit that we have among all of us. You know, the spirit is really guiding all of us. Let's put our hands together and welcome Shona George. Sorry, I forgot. I would like to pick Mr. Gear to be the evaluator. Hey, you have the honor. The president will
give
be
the young ones a chance.
later on, and one at a time. Okay.
Good evening to everyone. And once again, I thank you for allowing me to share a very important 6 months of my life. And just now, Mr. Stanley was saying how I became, from a caterpillar, became a butterfly. It's just me. Actually, it's Agora, I would say, played a big part with Mr. Gay, asking me to join him for work, and with all of you. That gave me life. I'm telling you that I'm standing here because of all that. So that's again the spirit I'm talking about. Every day, all of you came in, 2 times a month, I believe. But I looked forward to it so much, and the work really gave me a life. So that's the first part. And 6 months ago, in my life, I was going through a phase where I knew it was coming. And finally, my husband moved out of the house. And what was unexpected was that my son also was going to the hostel, and I was not able to stop that. But what happened at the time, I've learned that man is a social animal and we need each other. But in these 6 months, I saw what human beings can do, what magic they can play in each other's life, how they can bring out the best in each other. That is what I would like to talk to you about, to share with you about. So, what happened? First of all, there's this friend of mine who helped me, introduced me to Agora IT. She was always there lending me a ear, and so that was there. And then my aunt came in, and she was with me for 2 months, and her being in the house actually made me cook, and it was somebody to talk to and be there with. Meanwhile, in the place that I was staying, a few groups of mothers had joined themselves and started yoga classes. And then there was a strength training class. In the mornings when I woke up with a great fear and a feeling of nothing to look forward to. My son was in the hostel. I was not able to get in touch with him. And I did not know what was coming. So prayer and hope were my big thing. And there was a lot of conflict in me. I was very impulsive and I wanted to jump in. Many a times Elsa kept a hold on me. I would share sometimes some things with her. And what I'm trying to say is, at that point, the different activities there allowed me to get back into the community, to mingle with people, and it gave me a purpose to get up in the morning and go on. At 9:30, the yoga classes started, and it was not a regular session. It felt very personal. It was a few mothers who made time for me, for each other at a certain time. We got together, we in a way stretched ourselves, we pushed our limits through in the literary sense, you could say. And I was not lost. Otherwise, I would have spent my time thinking about what was going to happen, what is coming. But this really got me out of it. My every moment was filled with all these meaningful interactions with people, which was not just limited to the one, just to the yoga. It spoke about much more, how people made time for for me, in a way, I would say, looking back. Then there was church for me. I was always a part of I would go there, but then they made time for me. They knew what I was going through. And the choir, all of them made a special effort to have little group activities to make me feel even more included. And I was always, they would ask about my son. All of this made, and another big part I would say is the lawyers. Lawyers is, you would say they are the typical way you would look at lawyers. But when I went there, it was not just a law firm who was out there for, getting a client. Actually speaking, they helped me to say, that I need to stand up for my son. I was not in a state to really, I wanted my son, but I didn't know how to do it. And all these people, I'm telling you, you may even laugh thinking of what is it, but it is the truth. They had to literally sit down with me and tell me, Shona, go and pray. You need that strength, we need you. So all of these people, and then there was running hour. I have mentioned this before as well. Every Saturday, that was another activity that I would look forward to. Because getting up on Saturday and your son is not home, and the weekend is stretching out, and I don't see him sometimes on Sunday as well. I know he's wandering around, and I wonder whether he's coming back. This took me out of that thought of what could happen. I prayed, and it's not rest, it's not enough. Physically having these, really seeing these people, interacting with them, and the way they, made me a part of everything. I didn't feel like they were doing something for me or anything. They just did it so casually, and with such a spirit that I was touched, and that's what made me really come out of all of this. And suddenly I'll get a call from Mr. K at the right moments when when I'm really then reminding me of the next Agora meet, or just say come down to the office for something. And all that just kept me going. And a neighbor of mine, she was moving to Chennai, but then she moved in with me for a little while, and that was a very welcome friend and a guest or whatever. She was not a guest, she was like my friend and family. And when she moved in, we went for things, and she gave me, I had a little garden, then some furniture that I had. And suddenly the house, it was felt like alive and happy and cheerful. And somehow my son happened to come that Sunday, and I could sense the change in him. He himself thought, oh, there's life in the house, It was looking a little bare, not the usual way, but furniture filled up, the garden filled up, flowers bloomed, there was a girl in the house, a lady in the house, and all of that meant so much. It really brought such meaning, and it really saved a life, my life, my son, that I'm standing here and I'm able to fight for him. I was not in no such state at that time, and Ivy later helped me find this job, suggested, and there's so many more. And amid school itself, I was able to go to this prayer group and tell them about this, and they prayed for me, and I believe in God very much. And it was almost like I could leave them with the care of my child, because I couldn't care for him. I trusted all of the people around to care. It was such a feeling that who will care for him? He's wandering around. And my friends in Camelot itself, whom I have known for a long time, they gave him food on weekends when he wasn't coming home. They would feed him. They were like his parents, including him in. And can't thank anybody, and not enough that I can say, because I'm standing here, I'm here as an effective person, as you can say, because of all of you. And I remember speaking to Elsa 2 years ago about the situation. Elsa knew about it, and Elsa said not a wise thing when you step out without having a network, and a network as in a support thing. And that's what I now have with all of you here, with Running Hour, with the church, with Amit School, and a lot of people around Camelot also with their dogs. They come by and I'm able to, I don't know, it just lifts me up just talking to them, and suddenly they're all making an effort in little ways. And this is the spirit I'm talking about. It's, I don't know whether it's little or big or anything, but it means a lot, and it is much. Thank you so much.
I also want opportunity.
2 minutes, Mr. Gill.
Yeah, thank you, Shona. I appreciate you coming here to share with us. It's a very difficult thing to do, to tell people your husband has left you and you have lost access to your son, and life is really miserable when you're in this situation. And you did a very good job, because we all can feel you are real, you're authentic. And that's what many speakers on stage lack. They can speak loudly, they use wonderful English, they can tell all kinds of stories, but sometimes we feel they are not real. This time we feel you are real. And that is the most important thing that many speakers do not have. Congratulations.
You haven't finished. 2 minutes is over.
No, not yet.
What? Okay.
Okay, now, how can you do better? You've got excellent personal resource that can be used to help many others, not in your situation, but who are down for one reason or another. Your message can be crafted in a way to say that, hey, all of us will go through a period like that in our life. Nobody's life is ever so smooth. But when you are down, what do you do? Do you give up? Or do you fight the way I do? There's always hope if you can do that. But you have to prepare for that day now. What do? You do your networking, right? Your yoga group, your church group, your neighbors, your Agora friends. And you tell them, do it now. Thank you.
Thank you. The master evaluator, Mr. Fernando Yang, 2 minutes.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Answer me. Right. Shona, I love your speech. Very authentic. Mr. Gay gave you a wonderful evaluation. The part he did not touch on, may I say so, is number one, is the construction of the speech. You had the opening very well, and you talked about your son. And after 2 or 3 points later, you brought your son back again, and after church activities and so forth, and you brought your son back again. So what I would suggest is you put your son, everything about your son, in one point. Then you follow by the second and third one. The other one is, Mr. Gay did not touch on it. Your voice is audible, it's correct, but you need the highs and low. Otherwise, even though it's not audible, it's very stagnant, it's all the way straight, right? Third point, which I think you lack, is the movement of the body. It was rooted here to conduct the speech 7 minutes. You're going to start it here, and then when you move on to the next point, 1 step, and 1 point, next step. So we will know that you are changing points, right? So Mr. Gay gave you a very wonderful evaluation, which I think we should give Mr. Gay a round of applause for doing that. Take his advice, improve on that, the body language, vocal variety, and the speech organization will be perfect for your speech. The emotion part was very good, it's brought out, everybody sat down listening to you so sadly. I was in fact crying in my heart. I was thinking, what can I do for you? Because I was not there. But again, I'm not your husband or your friend at that time, but the emotion part was brought out. That's very good. In stories you tell, you need emotion, not facts. So the emotion part was very well done. So congratulations. And Mr. Gay too. Okay.